He was born and raised in Salt Lake City, Utah. Grew up on meat and potatoes, but he has traveled the most countries and have eaten the most exotic foods that you can imagine. He has eaten chicken feet in Beijing, stinking tofu in Taiwan, fish head soup in Hong Kong, and including a puppy in China. And in Japan, he ate some part of animal that should never be eaten. Now let's welcome, this is the person who spent more time on toilet than his office, our great Chief Finance Officer, Jeff Yates.
Thank you, Winhan.
El Jefe.
El Jefe. Soy El Jefe, ¿verdad? Hello, ARIIX. Good morning. Oh, it's good to be here. I gotta tell you, we had an incredible year in 2014. Huge growth rate, profitability that exceeded all expectations. But I want to tell you today, I just looked, as of today, literally, we have now surpassed, in less than 6 months, our income performance and profitability of the entire last year. Thank you. You know, all of you know how passionate I am about the financial condition and the direction of our company. And as you've seen and heard about from Fred, and Mark, and Riley, and everybody that's been talking on the stage, this thing is getting a little bit too big for this boy. And so I want to introduce you to somebody who's going to help me out. I would like to introduce to you Scott Swindeman, the new Vice President of Finance. Come on up, Scott.
Thanks, Jeff.
I'm going to give a few minutes to Scott because he's going to take you through our performance, but I want to say 2 things about Scott. One, he's smart. Really smart. He's got great experience.
It's true.
Yeah. And not very humble. But this is more important to me than all of his intelligence, all of his experience, and all that he is bringing to ARIIX, which we're very lucky to have. This is a man who I know and have known for some time, and who I trust. Scott Swindeman.
Thank you, Jeff. So, one of the things that I was told is that to be a finance professional, you have to wear a dark suit, a white shirt, and a red tie. The difference, though, is that those of us that actually do the work have to loosen it up just a little bit, and those who get to take credit for it, well, we'll see. So I am truly excited to be here. And I don't mean just here in Las Vegas with all of you. I mean, I'm truly excited to be a part of this amazing company. It is such an incredible opportunity for all of us. Over my career, I have prepared, I have reviewed, I've analyzed, and I've evaluated a significant number of entities. And I haven't seen anything close to what these guys have been able to achieve. Let's just take a look real quick at what was achieved last year. So during 2014, we achieved nearly $80 million of revenue. That is truly, truly amazing. Yes, give yourself a round of applause. These guys have been able to accomplish something that very few companies, if any, that I've seen have been able to do. Just look at this, where we're headed. It's this next year, or this year, I mean, we will exceed $110 million in revenue. That's so impressive. $110 million in revenue. But it's not the past that excites me, it's that future, right? It's going forward. It's looking at what we can do. Over the past 4 years, we have truly established a global presence. We are in a significant number of countries around the world. Look at all of those places where we're doing business and we're achieving success. and financial results. This idea has turned into a thriving business. And this dream of a business has turned into a global network of exceptional people, give yourself a round of applause, achieving truly exceptional results. And these global achievements translate into financial strength and stability in the form of significant and remarkable earnings. And I cannot express how impressed I am with what they have been able to achieve over such a short duration of time. But it's like I said before, it's not the past that's exciting. It's actually where we are headed together. It's where we can go in the future, right? So, there is truly no limit to our shared success. And I just want to thank Jeff. Two things I want to say to Jeff. I want to thank Jeff for his part and what he's been able to do to build this company to where it is. Let's give him a round of applause. And I also want to thank Jeff because now every time I see him, I'm going to think to myself, I want to dance with somebody. Thank you, Jeff.
Thank you, Scott. I'm telling you, I'm just standing back there and it gives me chills thinking about what we've accomplished over the last 4 years and where we're headed. The forecasts and the projections that we have for our organization are blowing people away, and I just have nobody to thank but you. Now, I wanted to take a couple of minutes and talk about something that's really important. I'm going to ask you a question. And I want you to think about it. The question is this. When it rains, does a duck get wet? Think about that for a minute. I want to tell you about somebody who came to ARIIX a little over a year ago. We're going to call her Carrie. Carrie came to the organization and was in a tough spot. She'd been canceled from her organization that she was working with, a network marketing company. Life was in a tough place. Had some struggles, but saw the future and the opportunity, as she described it, in ARIIX, and we were excited about it. We helped her, we helped get her trained, and we were prepared to reach out to her people to help them get ready to launch their ARIIX business. We were excited. About 2 weeks later, I got a phone call from Carrie. Carrie said, Jeff, I'm in a tough spot. My finances are in a shambles. My car broke down. I've got some bills to pay, got some medical issues that I'm struggling with. Marriage is in a tough spot. I need help. I said, we'd love to help you, because that's what we do. And so we worked through helping support her team, gave her some support on events, meetings, tools. She said, what I really need, Jeff, is some money. I need money. I said, well, you know, we've got some limits to things we can do. We want to make sure that we're fair to everybody. But how much do you need? She said, well, I need a little over $10,000. Let me see what I can do. So we made arrangements with an organization, company, that creates and provides alternative financing at favorable rates with network marketing representatives. Yeah, we're really excited about it. This gives us an opportunity to help, and it gives our representatives a chance to maybe get back on their feet if they're having some hard times, and we made arrangements to help her out. Terms were awesome. It was awesome. And we got her the money. And we were so excited about it. She seemed really excited about it too. And you know, that's what we like to do. We love helping people. Our goal is to unleash your potential. We'll do whatever we can to help out in any way we can. Great story. But there's a little more to this story. Let me tell you the rest of it. Payments didn't get made. Company was saying, hey, she's not making good on this. Followed up. Gary, where are you? Oh, things are rough. Okay, I'll work it for you. We'll help you out. Month went by, nothing. 2 months went by, nothing. 3 months, 4 months, 5 months went by. Nothing. I was getting a little discouraged, admittedly. Finally called her up and said, hey, what's going on? She said, things are tough. I said, what? Just hang in there, don't give up. You've heard me say it 1,000 times. Just don't give up. A couple weeks later, I got a phone call from a mutual friend who said, she never actually planned on paying that back. You kidding me? I said, what? She said, oh no, she's actually giggling about it, laughing that you guys were so easy. That it was so easy to get that. She never intended to build that business. She never intended to be a part of this whole thing. And she's touting that. She's claiming it as a victory. You've got to be kidding me. Like I said, you know how passionate I am about our financial condition. And I'm thinking, okay, we're doing over $115 million this year. What's 10,000 bucks? 10,000 bucks should be in your pocket, not somebody who's just taking it from me. And so I'm thinking, I can handle it when somebody takes money from me, but don't rip out my heart. It was offensive. But I learned something. And it's probably like a lot of you who've worked really, really hard, made sacrifices, tried to support people, built people up who you thought could be real winners. And for whatever reason, they disappoint you. Or maybe they discourage you a little bit. Your best efforts, your significant sacrifices, your help may not be recognized, appreciated, or possibly even acknowledged. In that moment, like I had, like we had, because we all talked about it, you have a choice. And it's a choice. You can be offended, you can be discouraged, you can be frustrated, or you can continue to believe in the inherent goodness of people. It's a choice. That is what we choose. I actually hope someday she'll come back. I do. That's a choice. Now, we have a choice. I teach my kids. They have a choice. I'm going to come back to that question because I've asked my kids that same question. When it rains, does a duck get wet? No. What happens when it rains on a duck's back? It rolls right off. In my house, when there's discouragement, when there's frustration, when there's disappointment, somebody in the room will often do this. Quack. Quack, quack. And the discouraged one will go, I got it. I gotta let it roll off my back. My friends, that is ARIIX. Believe in your people. Support your people at any cost. Believe. That is what drives us from 0 to 115 million, doubling profits in less than half the time. That is ARIIX. Thank you. Who I adore, because they are these kind of people. I don't think there are people that work harder than these two. First, Brooke Lewis. We're here doing what we're doing, have as much fun as we're having because of this woman, Brooke Lewis. Give Brooke Lewis a hand. And y'all know the man who solves your problems, who could not be more passionate about you than anybody, Mr. Cameron Bach. Welcome to the stage.
Well, I'm Cameron Bott, your Executive Director of Field Development. If you don't know me, I hope you do. I think I've taken a phone call from every single one of you out there.
And I'm Brooke Lewis. I'm over the events and recognition, so I hope everyone's having an amazing time.
Hasn't she done a fantastic job? Let's give her a hand.
We've got a great team.
Hey, I have a question for you all. How many of you, by show of hands, are married? That's quite a bit, yeah. I'm married. I've been married for 10 years. The first 2 weeks, incredible. You know what I'm talking about, right? The honeymoon phase, okay? Now the honeymoon phase only lasts for a few weeks and then something strange happens. The first bill comes in. And what happens when the first bill comes in? Well, that's coming out of your bank account, not my bank account. What are you talking about? We have shared bank accounts. You have your own. You find out a lot of different things about your spouse, right? Kids come into the picture, you start losing sleep, you start getting grumpy. You know what? This is exactly like a business. The first few weeks of a business, everybody's out there high-fiving. We're gonna do this, we got this, right? This is awesome. You guys are out there excited, and then the first bill comes in. Oh goodness, the stress piles up, right? We start losing sleep. I can tell you, I've been a part of several startup organizations. The very beginning, there's trials. There are tough times. And in our first 3 years, there have been trials, there have been tough times. And I think you guys have had trials and tough times. When speaking with Lynn, I talk to her all the time. There's emotion, there are trials, there are things that happen. But you know what? Every trial that we've gone through, every tough time, every tear that has been shed has been worth it. Would you agree?
Yeah. Those trials that you've seen have turned into some amazing awards. You saw Fred and Mark come up and talk about all the accolades, the amazing places we're being, the places that we're going to, all the awards we've won. You've met our new VPs. They're all amazing. We've got some new management coming in and helping, just to help improve us.
But you know what's important? Amongst all of this stress, it is so important that you take time for yourself. Just like in a marriage, you got to get back to the honeymoon phase, right? Take your wife out on a date. Make sure that she's happy, because you know what happens if you don't? I'll tell you what happens if you don't.
Here's Johnny.
Things get a little crazy, right?
So imagine Dr. Fred Cooper. The long nights, the long flights, all that jet lag, all that hard work to help get everyone here, it leads to this.
You don't want to be in the office when you see Fred coming through the door with an axe, right? It's crazy. Well, you know what? This is so important for us, and this is the reason right here why we think that relaxation and recognition is important. Do you agree? Yeah. You know, we've had so many great incentives that I want to show you up here. Just in the past year, we've been to Cancun, we've been to Hawaii, we've been to Thailand, we've been to cruises in Taiwan, in Japan. We've been all over the place. It's amazing.
So I came to Cam and I said, do you know what we've spent in a year on all these amazing trips? And he said, you know, we don't. So we walked into Jeff's office and said, Jeff, why don't you tell us, what are we spending when we go out and spend all this amazing time going to these incredible places with our reps? So he pulls up his perfect finance calculator, does his numbers, and writes down on a piece of paper for me, folds it up, it was a little long, slides it over the desk to Cam and I, we unroll it, and up pops this number. I guess we had too many trips. Hold on.
See? That was a good picture. See, rest and relaxation is so important. See if we can get that to progress here. Okay, you ready for this one?
This number.
Over $2 million in 1 year. In 1 year. Okay, you guys just went over the financials. We had our finance guys come out here and say, look, we're growing. This is how much revenue we had. You can do the math, what $2 million represents. Do you know what you can buy for $2 million? Tim, what can you buy for $2 million? You do it all the time, right? Here, I wrote down a little list of some things you can buy for $2 million. Here's what I would do. You could buy 2 private jets. Pretty good ones, not awesome ones. You could buy 1,000 pounds of fresh Osetra caviar. That's a lot of caviar. My favorite, and I love these, you could buy 400,000 $5 footlongs. I love a Subway sandwich. 10 trips to outer space. Did you know you can go to outer space? I had no idea. 10 trips to outer space. And last but not least, you just might be able to buy one of Duke's cars. Here's something important I want to ask you. $2 million is a big number. Where do you think that comes from? I'll tell you where it doesn't. But first I want to ask you a question. What does ARIIX pay out?
50%.
Say it loud. What percentage?
50%.
50%. Is that of dollars or is that of points?
Dollars.
It's of dollars, right? There are a lot of organizations out there that tout and say, we pay 46, 47%. We're doing pretty good. We pay 30%, whatever they pay. A lot of them will also take this and wrap it into that number. Incentives, trips. That's not just commissions, right? ARIIX, we don't do this. That $2 million was above and beyond your commissions. That's how much we love each and every one of you. Now I've got to clarify one thing. Brooke, she's new, she makes some mistakes here. You know, we love her. She said, in order to keep Fred from going crazy, we got to take him on some vacations, right? I actually have proof that taking Fred on a vacation makes him go insane. Let's take a look. Amazing, right? He's got some skills. You know, we put these incentives together for you because we realize that as you're working your business, it gets tough. There are trials that come along, and we want to get back to the honeymoon suite with everybody. We want to be hugging and giving kisses. So we hope that everybody will continue to strive. We've got Cancun that we're coming up. That's coming up. We've also got more exciting announcements that we'll have at the award ceremony. So make sure you attend that and don't miss it because we want each one of you there with us in Cancun. Thanks, everybody.